What up, everybody? Hopefully you can all hear me today. Looks like you do. Shocked I got ready in the whatever minutes that I put up there. I've never done my hair so fast in my life. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We're starting off by voting, which I see a bunch of votes have been put in already for the system that we're going to be doing today. So, one sec here. Just going to be, I'll be reading the comments over here. By not like that though. Come on. There's OBS. There's my chat. All right, boys and girls. So that chat's not as bad as when I was looking over here, right? Yeah, man, just like a slew of issues going on here. Yesterday and this morning, my mic arm broke, so I got a jimmied mic arm right now. So, anyways, so yes, Tommy, hello, welcome to the stream. And what else? Who else we got here? Oh, god damn it! It put my chat where I didn't want it. Sorry, one sec. Gotta get that out there. Here, get that out of there. No, I don't want you in there. Fuck it. I'll put it over here. I'll put it over here. It's just easier. All right. So, anyways, yeah, Mark, welcome to this stream. Finally, hey, you didn't attend the last one, but it was pretty fun regardless. I want Radar to, yeah, right, so, well, the one that's winning right now, if I can actually get this chat to, like, behave itself, which it's not, there we go, yeah, so last week, we, had somebody join the stream and say that, they wanted an RPG modifiers reroll, which is basically, like, you have a set of some variety, and then, you know, will re-roll it or upgrade it or whatever the case is, and it has a chance to roll like a set bonus, like you know, a set of power or a set of health or whatever the case is, and give you a bit of a bonus. If that does get chosen, I'm not really sure how to do it in 3 hours, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Yeah, a little update with what's going on, because I'm not releasing long form right now until I'm done Tarkov, so. Mr. Square Peg, hello, welcome to the stream. I was here in attendance, but I was just asleep. Well, I didn't know that. Mark, you better not say you had a round, yeah, right? So, Megan Joseph Brown, welcome. So yeah, Radar would be fun too. I'd be getting a lot of help from Tommy, because I told Tommy how I would do it, but I don't actually know how to do the steps, I guess. So, but yeah, I know how I would do that. I have an idea of how I would do that, but I haven't done it before. So, base claim system, the second time it's been up, and it's low again, so maybe I'll bump that off next week and put something else in. Really simple procedural dungeon generation. Yes. Trying to think. I think, honestly, the way you would have to do it is you would have to build all the rooms and make them level instances, and then you'd have to, when you build the dungeon, it would have to, like, figure out how many rooms it's allowed to have and then load that many level instances. That's, I think, how you would do it. Because if you think of games like Lethal Company that did the procedural dungeon generation, they basically, all the rooms are basically the same, right? You always go into rooms that are like the stairwell, or like that broken bridge, or whatever the case is, or the giant ass 2-story room. They're all the same rooms. So I think that's how you would do it, is you would just have, you'd have to map all the doors out though. That's the other thing. Or maybe you could just snap it to a socket. I don't know. It'd be something like that. But anyways, so we're tied right now for the modifiers and the radar system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the poll. And I'm going to do another poll, and we'll only have those two. So we'll do radar, and we'll do the RPG system. So hopefully you guys know what both of those are, but I'm going to start the poll now. So vote on which one you want, and then we'll choose it. And I think I need to... Oh, you guys can see my screen for a sec. I think I'm zoomed in too much. I think. There's my coffee. Coffee, look at that 30-ouncer. Woo! And I already know Mark's going to comment on the Kleenex. But anyways, where is my zoomity zoom? Right. Oh, yeah, I am on 1.2. I'll go to 1 then. We'll see how it looks. And I don't want you to see the obvious non-green screen stuff either, but there we go. Cool, now you can see more of me and I'm not like cutting my head off. Right? So anyways, alright, so let's see what we got here. Always several ways to do the same thing. Happy to help where I can, though it seems like there's a better, different way to make the radar. What about a mini-map? Yeah, it'd be the radar. I was kind of thinking more of a mini-map myself, Thomas. Just to move the chat over here so I can... oh, fuck. You know what? I'm going to put OBS over here, because just OBS is pissing me off, because I want to put the chat over here, but it keeps docking it somewhere. Anyways, oh my fucking god, that thing is used. Yeah. Mark notices the most unnoticeable things and then makes a joke out of it. I don't know how he does it. But anyways, so can I vote 5 more times? Yeah, right. Does TG even have a coffee mug? I don't have a coffee mug because they're not big enough. I need one like this size, right? So, anyways, so we saw your day-night system. Wanted to ask how you would modify it so instead of it being real-time by using event tick node. How would you... wanted to ask how you would modify it so that instead of it being real-time by using event tick node. Modified how, though? I saw your lipstick on the coffee mug. On your coffee mug? Or mine? I mean, that's just the... cold foam for my caramel macchiato, actually. Remember, I can't have caffeine. I have to drink decaf because of my medication, so I don't know how I function. But I do. Anyways, so I have lipstick on my... oh my god. Anyways. TG, I can't believe you said that. Yeah, right? So... anyways, for the day-night system, yeah, I'm not sure what you mean with modified instead of it being on real time. I mean, what you could do is you could put it on a timer, I guess, like a timer by event, and instead of being on tick. It being on tick's not bad, right? You know, that's running... if it's in its own blueprint, it's going to be ticking anyway. So... you know, having one blueprint manage all of the time-based things in your game is not necessarily bad. I actually have a more improved day-night system available for members, and it's on the Fab store if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, basically, you can set time dilation. You can set... there's like an actual clock in it. There's an event dispatcher in there now that can tell anything in your Unreal Engine that subscribes to that event that the day has gone up. So you can do your crop systems, you can do all that kind of stuff. Anyways, let's check it out now. So it looks like we are still effing tied. Oh boy. Well, how about this? We'll do both. We'll start with the radar system. I feel like that'll take less time than the RPG system, and then the RPG system we can roll into next stream. How about that? He should have learned. Not real-time, player-driven by player actions. Oh, I see. Well, you would still want time to function normally, wouldn't you? So, I think in that case, data on event sometime set it to 1. Yeah. So, yeah, in terms of player-driven stuff, I would assume you'd want it to do time normally, and then you would, for player actions, you would just have to set the time. Like, you change the time variable in the actual day-night cycle, or day-night blueprint. But anyways, so, yeah, I mean, we're going to make the radar super basic as well. So, but it looks like radar technically won, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we'll do radar first, and then we'll do RPG next, because they were both pretty popular. So, okay, so let's start. We'll go new project, and we'll do third person. And we don't care about these, right? No, we don't. So we'll call this radar system. Create. And we'll spend a lot of time for this loading in. Real time. This real time is driven by play and editor, not player actions. The real time. Yes. So like sim games, but using their items or actions like eating would move time forward by 1. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think exactly like how I said. So you have it normally going off of event ticks, so time ticks normally. Or if what you're thinking of is like time never moves until you pick an action or something like that. If that's the case, then yeah, I would create like an interface that goes to your day-night cycle or something like that. And, or I mean, you don't even have to do that because you're... probably, I'm just trying to think where you'd keep a reference to the day-night cycle. I don't think it's a big deal to do get actor of class, get day-night cycle, because honestly, there's only one in the world ever, right? And then you can just call events, which is like move time ahead, and then you can put the amount into that to the function input, and then you can just set the time as time plus that, and then it'll move time ahead. But I would do it off of a timeline, actually. That'd probably be better, because then you can move time ahead, and then you can actually see like the directional light and stuff move. That'd be pretty cool. Anyways, oh my god, yeah, no, I didn't. I don't think I did anyway. Event timer by function, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think tick's fine, like I said, and then as soon as you, you know what? No, event timer by function is actually correct. I would do that, and then I would add that timeline in with an event that moves time forward by a certain amount. But you can actually see like the directional light and stuff move forward. I think that'd be a cool effect. Anyways, okay, so no, TG Pi, not play an editor. Oh, you're funny. We're in Unreal Engine time. Where are you guys at? Oh, geez, I'm not going to read that comment, Mark. Jesus. All right, so let's get started. So radar. So let's first of all get rid of the usual stuff. So as far as I'm aware, this is how I would do a radar system. I know that you can create a render 2D and put it. Come on, there we go. And put it in your player, and then have it only. Can you select the fucking Jesus? And then put it in your player. So I'll just do that quick just to show the example. And I don't know what the hell. Oh, that's post-processing. Bye. Demonetized. Anyways, we gonna go back here. And okay, so we'll put our player out here just to showcase what's going on. Blueprint, third-person character. You would put this in a base class of a character or whatever the case is, actually, but yeah, we won't do that here. So Control E to open this guy up. Okay, so we can add a render. Sorry, what is it? It's a 2D something rather. Scene captured. Snapshot of the scene from a single plane and feed it to the render target. That's what we're going to use for the 2D thing. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm going to put a camera above the player, like here, right? And right above the player, I'm going to put like basically a two-dimensional like image that's going to be like a triangle or something that represents the player and the direction that they're facing. And then every item in your game, like anything that's interactable or that you want to show up on your radar, like a chest or an enemy or whatever the case is, you can put a render target like this right above them as well, so you could be a nice big chest thing. So you know, okay, there's a chest there, or whatever the case. And then, since the camera is a part of your player, it's going to move with your player like this, right? And as they rotate, they're going to rotate with the blah 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 blah, right? That's how it's going to work. So that's Tommy. I think how you did yours, right? Oh, whoops! I got yes, I got my chat over here. Sorry, I keep making some. Anyways, did you pick the radar? Yes, I did pick the radar. Here, I'll put radar. Building the radar, and then I will post that as a. Of course, I can't post it because the things get in my way. Pin message. All right, remember to boo when someone asks what we're doing. And I gotta turn down my main outs apparently. All right. Anyways, so show the screen, TG. Oh yeah, that's good. Hey, thanks guys. Fuck, I'm a dummy. See, when it's on this side, I can't see what's happening. Hey. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'm like showing you guys stuff, and it's just me going like, you know. But anyway, so I think I have to throw on my other camera too. Yeah, again, sorry, I'm like such a mess this morning because like everything got pushed into the same hour that I had to like get ready for the stream. So really annoying. But anyways, so I'll put me down there. All right, so yeah, I'll show you again now that we're actually doing stuff. But so yeah, there's my character. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put a camera in the character that is literally aiming straight down at our character just like this. right? So since that camera is a part of our character, every time we move, camera's going to move with our character, and then we're gonna you know, look this way, look that way, and then turn around and then walk this way, and it's going to follow our movements, right? So another thing we're going to do is right below that camera, we are going to put, and we're going to have to memorize or figure out what how big each thing is. Maybe we can even make this a component because we're going to plug this into multiple things. But anyways, so we are going to put in like basically a UI, like a 2D UI thing. It's not going to be able to be seen from below the ground, but it's going to be way up here. And then that way we'll have a triangle that represents our player, right? And then as we move around, the triangle moves, and then any other blueprints that you're going to put these UI things in, like a treasure chest or whatever, those will show up as well on your map, right? And then render target, I had it here for a second, 2D, capture component 2D. That is going to be what we use to capture this. Okay, so anyways, I'm pretty sure that's how Tommy did it in his game. So, and we got some new people in here. Hey man, welcome. And building the radar, yeah, just noticed. WV, welcome. I didn't see you chat yet. David, obviously, welcome. Yeah, and Sync Mode 2D should be in the ortho mode, right? Yes, it should be, because we don't want depth necessarily. So, moo, yes. So, anyways, so yeah, again, I don't know exactly how to do this. I just know that that's how you would do it. So I just got to figure out how to do this myself here. Well, we can start by adding the camera, I suppose. So we will add it to, I suppose. That's going to make it somewhat tricky. Maybe we should actually make it a component, and we could put the camera in the components. That way, if you do that, you switch characters, it would switch to their particular camera component as well. Yeah, Tommy, does that sound good? Because I mean, I'm just going to reference you because I know you made one. You and recently too, right? And yeah, okay, screen died, super cool. So yeah, let's make that a component. I would assume that's how we're gonna do it. So we'll make go to content. We'll go to new folder, radar components. Or welcome, even though I'm like 2 minutes late. Yeah. Whoops, I didn't want to make radar component. What the hell am I doing? I want to make a folder called components. Yes, opening my project to reference. Nice, okay. So, I'm unsure how to get the render thing there. Like, do you have to... Yeah, I haven't really used render targets because, you know, that's kind of material-y stuff, right? So, we got components. We'll make a new blueprint class actor components. And we'll call it BPC radar object, I guess. Okay. So, let's... oh, I guess you can't add... You can't add components to a component. That makes a lot of sense, really. So how would we do this then? Possibly what we'll do then is we could create a variable and we can't do a component, unfortunately, because we need to apply transform information to the object that we need. So actually, we could do... Sorry, I lied. Maybe we could do a component, but we'd have to preset all of this information, right? So, sorry, I'll just make that again. Whoops, not new level. New world. No. Delete. Delete. Why is Unreal Engine being a twat today? I just made a new camera component on the first-person character and then attached a 2D scene capture to that new camera. I see. Okay, so it was close. Why is Unreal Engine being a absolute twat this morning? Delete my shit. Okay, it did delete it. It just didn't say it deleted it. Blueprints. So what I wanted to add on, did you add on the UI thing that I was talking about, where you add the like the triangle above your player and all that kind of stuff? Did you do that in a component, or did you do that in the actual player? I'm just thinking of reusability, right? So, because what I'm thinking of, we'll do the component later. We'll just build this thing in the player. Hey, healthy at Tommy High. So we'll open up our player once again, and we'll add all that stuff. So we'll add a, let's do a boom arm, so it's always the same distance. Or boom arm, camera boom, what do they call those? Or do they just call it camera boom? Camera boom, nope. Spring arm, that's what they call it. Spring arm. So we'll do another spring arm. We will do a camera. A camera. Okay, and then you parented or you made a child of a 2D component from that. Okay. Projection type, ortho. Can I preview this camera? That's what I want to know. Can I go to perspective, camera, not camera movement, where is it? Oh, pilot, no. Usually there's a, or maybe it's in a different, if I open a different viewport. Window, viewport 2. Okay, can I go to that? No, I can't. I'm looking for the other cameras. Create camera actor, cine camera. No, we don't want any of that. So I guess you can't pilot that. That's kind of lame. Anyways, whatever. I guess we'll see how it looks in the end. But so yeah, we'll have to go to viewports, and we'll have to select this this camera here and change its rotation to 90. Not that way, sorry. 90 on the Y, it looks like. 270. Cool. And then we'll have to be directly above the character. I wonder if the spring arm has to be manipulated instead. Let's try that. Spring arm. Yes. Okay, so that'll be negative 90. And I don't know how far away it has to be, but we'll say 200. I guess that could be a variable, hey? Because then you can set how far away your minimap is. But anyways, let's see. I want to see how that looks, unfortunately. Okay, that looks awful. So, you know, let's... how much higher do we want to go? Sorry, I can't see anything now because I have to keep this small so I can see it. The spring arm, there we go. I think that's pretty decent. It sucks that we can see the shadow, actually. I think that's why part of the people hide it with the triangle or whatever the case is. Right? So... Alright, next, I think... Let's... Do we do it on the spring arm, maybe? Trying to think. This is where we want to add that UI component, so I put user... or sorry, what do we call it? Widget, right? Widget, and we'll call this the player, what's it called? Player marker, I guess. Okay, we haven't created a widget. Let's just do that super quick. I didn't use a spring arm. The rest is how I did it. Okay, I did mine in the widget blueprint. Sorry, you did which? In the... Is tag lagging, or is it my... Or TG lagging, or is it my internet? Let's see. No, it's probably not me, because I got good output. I fixed my camera bullshit that was happening last stream, because it was actually happening to me while I was recording Tarkov as well, so I'm hardwired into my computer now, so no more of that BS. Just the field of view, yes, that's a good point. We'll do this first, then we'll come back to that. So we'll do new folder, UI. Oh, okay. Yeah, UI. Man, it is super freaking slow today, Unreal. It's just like... annoyed that it has to work or something. I already have to save a bunch of shit. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. I should save on compile always as well when I get back there. Anyways, I can do that right now before I forget and lose a bunch of progress. I don't know why that's not default, honestly. So, you don't need the triangle to hide the shadows. There are settings to turn off things you don't want captured. Oh, okay. Fuck yeah, let's go. Okay. Well, we're going to do the triangle anyways, just to make the radar easier to see, right? So, we'll make a new user widget. Widget blueprints. User widget. We'll call this widget blueprints player mark. And it's literally going to be a triangle. So, this is always going to be loaded. I don't think there's anything I can do that doesn't draw something and do a draw call. We could do a render or a retainer box. So let's do that. Can it have multiple children? I can't remember. No, single child. We only need a single child anyway, which is going to be an image. Okay, and then in here I have, in my vault of assets somewhere, I have, did I put it in this one? Is there a triangle in here? There is. Nice. Okay, so I'll grab that and I will put it into another folder called assets. Okay, open that up and we'll do the compression settings are fine, and then they change the, I swear they change this every time. Okay, here it is. UI, save, and that's what the image will be. I'll say triangle, triangle, brush, image. I don't know what I named it. What did I name it? Oh, just straight triangle. Look at that, I'm smart. Triangle. There we go. Well, that's not what we want. Draw as an image, image size. Oh shit, I don't want fill screen, I want desired on screen. And then maybe I'll make this 64 again. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. 64 might be too small, but we'll see how it looks. Keep getting well and rested, WV. Good to see you drop in. Yeah, man. Get well soon. Keep working on your games. You can have multiple children if you try hard enough. Yeah, you're funny. Retainer box, but then the only child is an overlay. Then the overlay can have multiple children. Yes, that's correct. But in this case, I only need one child for this, so that's what it's going to be. Oh, I need that for this. Third-person character, player marker, all the way right here. Space will be screen and draw at desired size. Widget class will be the player mark, and let's see, draw size, blah, 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 draw desired, pivots, tick mode enabled. I think that's good. So, I don't need all this super big anymore. Okay, so there's the widget, but it doesn't show up unless it's at runtime, which is super lame. So, let's just do that then. Hit play. There it is, but we don't care about that. We care about the radar one. So, is this where I can adjust, or do I have to do it up here? Probably up here. Player mark, rotation on the... Oh, maybe this should be world then. I was just realizing. So this is 90. Yeah, maybe this should be world. Because then I should be able to see it on this camera here. Where are you? Where are you? I don't see you. I'm so confused. Shouldn't this be rotating? Oh, okay, it was. It's just Unreal. It's just extremely effing slow. So there it is, actually. So there's a good indicator. We can look at our guy. But we need to rotate that 180 degrees. So 180. And then if I... So you can't see it. And then if I unpilot my camera, come up here, I can see it. Okay, but it's flipped the wrong way. So I got to rotate it another 180 degrees on those Z. Where did it go? What the frick? Okay, moving out on the Z. On the X, okay, 180 on the X. There. Okay, so it's facing the way the player's facing. And yeah, so you can see that it's following us along, and then when we get onto our radar, you can see that we'll see our player. We can change the color of that, you know, I assume, in the player mark here to be green or something. Color and opacity. You know, players are usually greenish, aren't they? Compile. I mean, that looks actually terrible compared to the surrounding environment. So what do you guys think? What color should it be? Nowadays, I'm just 40 and out of shape, so the ladies like to flirt, but they're inevitably disappointed. Mark got benched. In my younger days, or sorry, what's going on here? I was gonna read the. Is my presence required? In my younger days, sure. It's funny. My internet is dying. David, no, don't leave me. But anyways, so we are gonna grab. Let's do. I don't know, yellow, blue. Blue seems fine. I don't mind blue. But anywho's, so yeah, we want that, and it's not a part of the scene cap, sure, or does it need to be? I don't know. Anyways, we'll figure that out as we go, I guess. So I don't need this right now. We can close that. We'll compile this boy, and then scene capture, orthopedic. So if my question to you, Tommy, is if this player marker is not this can't have a child, I assume. Or can it? Okay, it can. Well, you know, maybe that'll work then. Because I was thinking if this isn't a child of the scene capture component, does it actually capture it, right? But anyways, we'll see here. So, auto-calculate orthoplanes, auto-plane shift, update, overscan. Yeah, again, I've never... Oh yeah, we're changing the field of view, somebody said. To what, 120? Sure. That looks pretty dope, to be honest. And that's already ortho view as well, isn't it? Can I pin this? I want to pin this, and I just want to see when we walk around what it looks like. Oh, okay, of course we can't see what it looks like. Unless I have another viewport, possibly. Get rid of this for now. Get rid of that for now. Window. Viewports. Viewport 2. Now that we're live, can I switch to the cameras that I want? Preview selected cameras. No, allow camera shakes. I'm upset that I can't do that. That's super upsetting. But pin. Okay, we've pinned that. Now when I walk around, it doesn't do anything. That's super lame, everybody. I don't like that that's a thing. To be honest. But anyways, whatever. So because I want to see what it looks like live, but I guess we can just get the radar set up and then that'll be that. But so I'll close this viewport because it's a waste of my time. Keep the color but add the border. But add a border, create a copy of the arrow, scale it up to make sure it's behind the main color. Sorry, let's see here. Learning game dev, welcome. Keep the color but add a border, create a copy of the arrow, scale it up, and make sure it's behind the main color. Yeah, I missed your joke entirely. Oh yeah, well, I'm trying to keep on going on here. It does not need to be part of the scene capture, just in the view of the camera. Copy. Okay, so that's good to know. TG always says I'm funny. He doesn't laugh. I'm not funny. Now that's funny. But, anyways, yeah, Mark's on his usual keyboard warrior stuff. We were just commenting the other day about how one stream, one guy dropped in and he asked what my qualifications for being a game dev were, and then Mark and Azura just went like full combat mode and were just like, who are you? And then the guy came into the Discord and was like, where's Mark? It was pretty funny. Anyways, the triangle is a static mesh, so make sure that one is checked on. Got To the scene capture component details panel under scene capture section, there's a bunch of show flag settings. Okay, let's check that out. Did I move that over here, or did I close it? I think so. I gotta reopen our player. Or here it is. Here it is. Scene capture 2D. Okay, there's a bunch of flags down here. You said okay. Scene capture texture target. I'm not sure what to do here. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do here. Render scene, primitive legacy, capture scene source. Could be same scene color and RGB and opacity. I don't care about opacity. Scene color in RGB, 0 and alpha. Scene depth in alpha. I'm just reading what these are because I'm not familiar with them. So, normal in RGB. Interesting. We'll have to try those out and see what they do. Capture every frame. If we uncheck that, allow persistent render state. That's probably... oh, that's... no, we do want to capture every frame because we're going to be moving, right? Okay. You're not here to read our jokes, you're here to run the channel and read the comments on stream. I don't want you to read. The triangle, yeah, I read that one. Where the fuck is this Nunya person? Yeah, right? Oh, you're funny. Anyways, okay, so, yeah, Tommy, let me know what you did here, because I'm not really sure how I did that, or how to do, what to deal with here. Because again, this is starting to get into material-based stuff, which I'm very not good at. Good at making systems, not good at making materials or AI. So, those are my weaknesses that I need to work on. So, anyways, I'm just looking at this. Unlit view mode capture. Yes, that's fine. Auto activates. Where are these flags you mentioned? I don't see them unless they're here. That's post-processing. Projection. Open advanced. Didn't I? Process, or is it like advanced down here? Oh, advanced down here. Exclude scene texture extents, collection transform. Show general flags. Okay. So leave static mesh. We don't care about atmosphere. Yeah, 100%. We don't care about clouds. We don't care about fog. Landscape, probably. Particle sprites. Yeah, we don't care about that. Skeletal meshes. Yeah, we don't want to see those. Static meshes, sure. Translucency. Yeah, oh right, I see, because the player marker is being rendered as a static mesh. That's what you're saying. Okay, copy. Translucency, I don't think we care about that. And then BSP, and anti-aliasing, let's disable that. I think this is all we need for now. Let's hit compile, we'll see what it all looks like. Landscape. Okay, what about advanced? Okay, here we go. I was like, what happened to the, what's it called? The shadows. Light types, skylighting, sure. Post-processing. We probably want to turn most of these off just to save on performance, because yeah, post-processing stuff's expensive. Skylighting's fine. Lighting features. Dynamic shadows. 0. Ambient occlusion. Nay. We don't care about any of this. We just want a basic-ass radar that doesn't tank my game. That would be superb. Alright. So, I hit compile. If it plays, well, nothing's going to show up, but I still see my shadow. So, I didn't check something off, I think, here. If you turn off skeletal mesh, you don't see the player character. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care about that. Generally, on like most minimap / radar stuff, you're not going to see the player's skeletal mesh anyway. Your game, I think, is a little bit different in that regard. But yeah, I don't think normally you would. Step 1, create a new file, texture, render target. I'll right click on it and create a material of it. Okay, got it. Create new file, textures, render target. I can't read the comments because Mark's just going off on stuff. Trying to like filter through all the Mark stuff. With all of these retracted messages, I'm starting to think Mark works for the CIA. Yeah, right. Anyways, so I didn't check off the... my mind cannot remember what the fuck BSP is. I can't remember. BSP, if you're watching, what's BSP? Let me know. So... yeah, I can't remember that. But anyways, I'm trying to find nanite show flags. Hidden show flags. Hidden game, hidden lighting, path tracing, post-processing. Yes, but where is actual shadows? I thought it was in one of these. Light types. Or if I disable skylighting, what does that do? Actually, that doesn't do anything probably yet. Yeah, I don't think anything's actually happening because I got to make a render actual target. So, big sack of potatoes. Step 2, after you need to get component of class from your character and get the capture scene and create a dynamic material out of it. Okay, so let's do that. Sounds good. So, do I do the render target? I can do the render target probably in UI, I would imagine. New texture. You said it was a render target. So we're going to do RT, I assume render targets. Radar. Done. Okay, open that up here. Yeah, Mark's back after being silent for 4 streams straight. Yeah, right. So, big sack of potatoes. CG need to make the render target texture material. Okay, yeah, and A-Man was saying step 2, after you get that, get the component of class from your character and then get the capture scene and create a dynamic material out of it. Okay, so I go back to my players, what you're saying. He's open? No, he's not. And we go to the components, scene capture, and then texture target. So we'll do this. I don't know what's going on. That monitor keeps turning off and back on again. But anyways, and you got to make a... So the texture target is looking for a texture specifically, not for a material though, right? So... okay. I'm just reading binary space partitioning. This is all advanced stuff for me, guys. Materials. Right click on the texture and make a material out of it first. Okay, copy. So I'll do that, but create material. There it is. Sure, and then we open that up. Oh, okay. It's already done. Now what? Because this is, like I said, this is looking for a target texture, which is obviously a texture. So you can tell TG doesn't remember the CCTV system I sent that I used render targets. I remember it. I just I wasn't able to get it to work because there was a bunch of stuff that broke in it actually. So I wasn't able to like see how it worked. I saw that the render targets and stuff because I think somebody asked for a CCTV system originally in this on one of these streams, and then I was like a little nervous about it because like I have no fucking idea how to do that. And then you sent me that one, so. What would I do without my subscribers and members? Place this material poly. Sorry. The material calls the RT texture that you assigned to the player character. Oh, I see. Okay. planar cone. You can use the material in the minimap widget now. I see. Okay, okay, copy. So this is getting its information from this, and then this material is going to go into a retainer box and go over top of it. Okay, so we make the minimap now, basically, is what we're doing. Interface, widget blueprints, fucking user widget, just make, it's the only fucking option, just make the widget, Christ. Anyways, widget blueprints, minimap, or I guess radar. We'll say minimap. Okay, and we need a retainer box, obviously. Or do we do retainer box later? I have a old. We'll do the retainer box now, and then we'll do an overlay, like you guys suggested. Overlay, overlap, overlay. Boom. Okay, overlay, and then we need. I'm gonna do an image because I have something in my vault that I made like over a year ago that I think would be good for this particular thing. So we'll just open that up. Vault of assets, UI, blah 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 blah. Map icons, menu, progress bar prompt. Where did I save this in? I think menu UI circles. Yes. We'll do this one. Shit, I gotta add it to my content drawer. Okay, there it is, and I will optimize it for UI. Oops. And defaults, save and quit. Let's call this radar border. UI circle. There we go. White UI circle. White because then I can change the actual color of it if I want. So, all right, compile, and then the actual thing would go in this retainer box, wouldn't it? Yes, got the phone out. I didn't use a retainer box, FYI. Well, how do you add the material though? Because that's how I thought you would do that. RT, right? RT. I see. Oh, well, it has no data in it, so of course it's not going to work. So I got to edit that material still. Don't I? Whereas I'm sure over here you got to do some stuff, right? Sampler color mode or... So, wait, you didn't use... How did you put the material in then? If you didn't use a retainer box? That's confusing to me. Domain name, user interface, final color. There we go. Oh, and then we can create a mask is what we can do. So what I'm gonna just quickly make one in my program here. Or shit, do I need to do that? Can I? Maybe I can duplicate this somehow. Duplicates, and then we'll say white circle mask. And then I can probably just do it in here without having to open up my external program. Well, are you going to open it or are you going to not? Okay, there we go. Let's say this is going to be mask. And white and black are... we need it literally inverted. Frick, eh? Screw it, I'll just make it in my program because I can do it way faster instead of just trying to limp along and figure it out here. So we'll go into Affinity and make that stuff. If you guys haven't used Affinity, use it. It's free and it's more powerful, or as powerful as Illustrator and Photoshop and InDesign and fuck Adobe. You can set the material to the brush of the image, or of an image. Interesting. Well, because I just changed this material to be user interface, and it made it a square. So I want to make this a circle. So I was going to accomplish that with a mask. Blend mode masked. Well, yeah, this won't take long, so we'll just do this quick here. a new version, which I've downloaded and tried to install, and then you didn't let me, so fuck you. Anyways, I'll just make a new one quick here. Do thumbnail, YouTube thumbnail. Alright, so let's drag that in, the thing I just interacted with before. Vault of Assets, UI, not map icons, menu UI circles, because I want the exact size of it. There's the exact size of it. Can I actually just invert this here? Where's difference? No, that's just the blend mode. Erase, multiply, super lame. Okay, whatever. So, I'm just gonna copy paste this. Oh, look at that. Difference, let's see if we can find the one I want. Negation, that's what I want right there. Contract negate. Oh, look at that, I know how to use my own program. So we'll group those, and I see that there's still a bit of white outline on the edge, which we don't want. We want this to be completely black. Can you open? Oh, you are open. Can I just make it slightly smaller? No. Shit, okay. Contrast negate is what I want. I want the black, I just don't want the white outline. Yeah, maybe let's just make it slightly smaller. See what happens. And make that slightly bigger. This is going to look stupid, so forget it. I'm just going to draw it from scratch. And I'll just make sure that they match. So we'll... Okay, there, and then just move that off, delete this now. And then I will... actually, sorry, I won't delete that now. I'm going to overlap it, and then I'm going to make the opacity slightly less, so, and then bring it to the front, and then lock it, so that I can't move it. And then this, I'm going to duplicate, or fuck me, there we go. This is going to be black, so I'll change that now. Remove the outline, and then this... My entire computer is just being super lame today. Anyways, now I'm going to overlap the white here, just so we have... Yeah, it's always good to do it with a reference, right? So... Okay, now I can delete this. Just because I want it to match exactly what the material I have was. Even though these are not perfectly straight, so let me just fix that. Right here, straight and straight. Perfect. Okay, so those, I'm going to make sure those are grouped. They are. Now I'm going to export it as a... PNG. So export layers, create a slice. Slice will be called radar mask. And then we will, this is a PNG. It is. Export that, and we'll put it in Taking Grace, Vault of Assets, UI, menu icons, UI circles. I'll just say radar mask, save. Okay, done. Close. I'll minimize affinity in case I gotta do some other stuff in there. But all right, so let's change the import that now. Okay, there it is. I haven't looked at the comments in a second here. Radar mask. Downloading Affinity now. Yeah, dude, Affinity is like king. Like, it's just so easy. And for your material, it will be a UI domain and blend equals mask. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, and since you're now using a connect the mask to an opacity mask. Yeah, for sure. So I know this has to be mask, or I guess UI, technically. And then compression mode should be mask, no RGB. Yes, perfect. Okay. So if you're unfamiliar with masks and you're watching, then you're going to white equals 1, meaning fully visible. Black means not visible at all. And it's set opacity to 0. So you can have a blend. I did this in my compass tutorial way the hell back when, where I had a value, like I had basically a strip going from black to white, and it like faded in, and that it actually faded the material in, and Here, I'll show you guys. Where did I put the compass? I don't even freaking remember. Banners, control, UI, crosshairs. Oh, here we go. So, here's what the compass looks like. Normally. Right? So, I mean, obviously, the way I did the mask in the actual material actually put a black border along this. So, that's the whole thing. And every single line was meticulously drawn out. And then I made the mask like this, right? So, this is what's going to show up. Nothing's going to show up for the rest of the mask, and then it fades in. So, it gives it that kind of rounding effect. And as you turn your camera, the thing rotated, right? It just like moved that material along this line, essentially. And then it looped every time it got to the end. So that's what I did for that. Anyways, back to this. That should be fine now. Let's go here and back into the material. So user interface masked. Radar, or whatever the fuck it is, mask. And then opacity mask, you said, right? Just looking for its mask opacity. No, opacity. Am I doing something wrong? Oh, derp, look at that. Never mind. I think I just do alpha, don't I? Yeah, there we go, everybody. There we go. We got a nice looking radar now. So we'll hit save. We'll go to the this widget now. Radar border. That's great. Overlay. You didn't do a retainer box, you said. But let me try it now and see if it looks good. Kind of. We'll scale it down. So where is it? Transform, scale. Oh, it just straight. Okay, you know what? Then that actually answers my question from before. So I'm going to replace this with child. Then I'm going to add a retainer box to the overlay. Then I will put the radar border in there, and then I'll add the material here, and that should make it look not stupid. I think. Okay, or fuck me entirely, I guess. Do you see? No, you don't. Oh shit, I'm stupid. Sorry. This goes on the overlay. And then nope. You know what? Forget it. Fuck the border. We'll just do the retainer box. But it's not showing up at all now. Oh, because I have the... No, it should be showing up. Okay, sure, whatever. Okay, so we're drawing it as an image, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, whatever, we'll just do it this way. If you wanted to add... I would assume if you wanted to add it into an actual thing with a radar border, I'd probably just add it into another widget, I would assume. Alright, anyways, so... Take and turn me into onto Infinity after I struggled with GIMP and didn't want to pay for Photoshop. There's some good YouTube tutorials for Affinity out there. I picked it up pretty quickly. Yes, it's... the first, I would say, day of using it is really frustrating because you're like, I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to do it. But once you learn the program, it's like, it's awesome. Like, it's like, Christ, I should stream Affinity one day and just we'll make something cool. We'll make a cool UI or something. But anyways, Tommy, UI image component brush setting, set the material to that. UI image component brush setting. In this brush image. Sorry, I'm confused where we're doing this. UI image component. Okay, so that's this, right? Render rules. Show effects on designer. Texture parameter. Yeah, we don't care about that right now. Render, retain render, render on invalidation. We don't care. Yeah, we want to do that. So This just makes the actual thing show up in the designer. To be honest, this checkbox wasn't here when I made the original tutorial for the compass. They like finally added it in because you weren't able to see what it looks like until you went to runtime. So now they actually changed that. TG can swear, but me and Mark get put in the naughty corner. Well, I mean, you guys are talking about unrelated UE things. Mind you, I talk about unrelated UE things as well, but it's going to mess with the Adobe money. Dude, right? Like, Adobe can just suck my giant, UE dong, basically. Like, I used Adobe for, like, a lot of years because they had the monopoly, right? So, and I worked in film. I used Illustrator to make maps. I used Illustrator for my podcast before that and all my previous YouTube channel, all that shit. So, I used Illustrator a lot, and I was really, really good with it. I used Adobe Premiere Pro to do all my editing. I rarely used Photoshop. What else did I use? Oh yeah, and then Adobe Acrobat. So the biggest problem with Adobe is they had the monopoly, so they basically put you in a corner where it's like, okay, well, you can either get one program you want, which was, never the case for anybody who is a professional, and it's like, or you pay for all of them. So those are the only two options. So their payment model was dog shit. And then on top of that, they put into their terms and service. This is what made a lot of people jump ship on Adobe. Is they put in their terms of service that all of your content is going to be used to train their AI to make their AI better, and without our permission. So everyone got pissed off, and they're like desperately looking for alternatives, and that's when people started to find like Affinity and stuff. So that's when I discovered it. Is when I discovered that was happening. I was like, fuck that, Adobe. Like, you can suck it. And anyway, so I just found free alternatives for everything. The only one I haven't really found a really good alternative for is PDF stuff. Like, Adobe Acrobat is actually the king PDF editor, so I still haven't found anything like that. That's just kind of garbage, right? They got so greedy. Yeah, I mean, that's basically... Once they stopped selling the suites, like when you could buy the whole suite for like $1,500 or $2,000 or something, and then you owned that. Once they switched over to the subscription base, they just became super toxic. Any competitors that tried to develop a program that was even remotely similar to theirs, they just like either bought them out or just crushed them legally and pushed them out of the market so that they could have the monopoly. It was brutal. Okay, instead of using retainer box, just use an image component set the brush image equals material. Well, the reason I want a retainer box, but not just for the material, is because of draw calls. I don't want this, if this is running every frame, I don't want it to redraw this every single frame, necessarily. Especially like if we're just standing in the same place, like we don't need to be redrawing this every frame. That's just a performance thing for me, so that's why I'm using a retainer box versus the image component. Do you find your FPS drops using it normally, like without a retainer box? That's like a valid question I want to ask you for sure. Adobe a la carte payment equals one or all. Pretty much. I hate Adobe so much. And even when I had Adobe, I would do everything I can to pay them as little money as possible. I would threat to quit, and they're like, no, don't leave. We'll give you 3 free months. I'm like, sold. And then they finally caught on to that, and then they only gave you 50% off the next month or something. But I would just continuously try to cancel and just get deals. So I probably paid them 40% less than what I was supposed to over the course of the year. But anyways, I bought Photoshop CS5, and they basically did not let you use it. The old Adobe had all the features I needed, so went to GIMP, and now I use Affinity. Yeah, perfect. It's awesome. So, take in turn. Yeah, I read that one. I'm just reading the comments I haven't read yet. Just add one more image, and then add the mat to the image. PDF 24 is free and has too many tools. Has too many tools and converters, so don't use it. Performance, got it, makes sense. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that's why I'm doing this way, just because retainer box reduces the amount of draw calls. Let's read this together. Because I was going to do a video on retainer boxes and then never did it. So the retainer box renders children widgets to a render target first before later rendering that render target to screen. This allows both frequency and phase to be controlled so that UI can actually render less often than the frequency of the main game render. It also has the side benefit of allowing materials to be applied to the render target after drawing the widgets to apply a simple post-processing. So the actual point of a retainer box is for caching and performance, but it gives you the added benefit of adding a effect material. So you could build your widget exactly how you want, but then if you wanted to add some material effect to it, like static or something like that, then you would you could get your widget, make a new widget, and add a retainer box, add that widget into the retainer box, and then you can add that material to the entire thing, right? So they're super handy, everybody. I recommend checking out the retainer boxes. Anyways, so we have this made, and we go to a third person, whatever the frick, and camera, we don't care. This is what we kind of care about. So, physical material, no, not that. Player marker. Or do we want this, or we want the scene capture to be something, right? So, okay, this is where I fall short. How do we get what we just made to capture, to have the camera capture the scene and then to send it to that material, I guess, in a sense, and then have it be shown. So we got to add this mini map to the screen is what we got to do first. So I'm going to do that in our player controller because that's where you're supposed to put your UI stuff. If you don't have a HUD class, I recommend just getting a HUD class. Fuck, let's just make a HUD class. All classes, HUD class. I don't know. The HUD class is just king, dude. Because you can create all your widgets in the HUD class. You can call your HUD class anytime you want by just getting your player controller, get your HUD. Then you can either cast to the HUD, or if you have an interface or whatever, you can just plug it in. And I always name it HUD class because the C++ one is named HUD. And then I get confused which one to switch it to when I go to my game mode. HUD class. Save. Okay, so in the HUD class now, let's just create our stuff. Why has the HUD class got a viewport? That makes no sense. Anyways. Alright, on begin play, we're going to create a widget. And it's going to be the radar. Minimap, sorry, that's what we called it. And we will add to viewports. Shit, you know what I didn't do? Is I didn't make a master widget, or else this is going to look stupid. So we'll make a quick user interface widget blueprints and user widgets. Again, this is the only one, the only option. I just don't know why. Anyways, master widget. So yeah, don't create canvas panels on all of your widgets. Create a master widget with one canvas panel. Because canvas panels are quite expensive to draw because they need absolute positioning for all of the widgets. An overlay is a lightweight canvas panel where you just can only align left, right, center, or full. So those are the only two options, whereas this is like very specific, obviously. Like you can align it to 9 different points and full screen and like by lines. So really, how many do we have here? I guess I got to add something here. So we'll go to the user created, minimap, add that. So yeah, basically, like, look at how many anchors there are, right? So 9, so 4 by 16 different anchor points, right? And then on top of that, then each anchor point can have a position, and then we can adjust the size and adjust the alignment. So like, there's just a lot of calculations going on, and if you're drawing that every frame, that's very expensive, right? So we don't want to do that. So let's size to content there. So let's put the minimap down here. Maybe we actually make it a slightly smaller. I see that the size is all fricked up. What do we draw this at? Desired on screen. What is this? 303. Let's do 150 by 150. Let's make that slightly smaller. That's too small. I don't like it. I don't like it. Change it. 200. I think this is going to be our compromise. There we go. Okay, so let's see. At runtime, the camera captures the RT texture when you set the material texture sample, which that material is assigned to the rendered retainer box. Run your HUD with the minimap, and it should work. Okay, well, we'll try it out. Okay, well, yeah, I just want to see what happens with what I've done currently, just for my own brain to understand what's happening. Okay, so we got a minimap. I mean, shit, it's working already, so that's nice. So we've already turned off some stuff. That's awesome, everybody. So yeah, and then you can see what I mean. We almost want this to rotate with the other camera. You know what I mean? So we could probably do that in our player. So like when we move our camera around, our minimap's going to cycle to wherever the forward vector of the camera is, right? So let's do that. That sounds fun. Okay, component by class. I didn't make mine with the dynamic material. What's the benefit? Does that what benefit does that provide? Oh yeah, because you offered a different option here. So create a material out of the render target file. Select the material as the render target in the scene capture components. Assign the material to the widget brush. And number 4 in the widget blueprint. Get a components of class and get a render material and make it a dynamic material. Interesting. You can mess with the parameters inside the material, etc. Oh, you're talking about for the rotation of it? 0TD Game Dev, welcome to the stream, by the way. We're making some radar fun. Okay, so, well, anyways, that minimap works. That's great. You can set it right in the material, hey? So, oh, you can, hey? Yeah. It's going to be something... Let me open my notebook because it'll be something similar to what I did for my compass. And again, I'm not afraid to show my notebook on stream because there's nothing in there that's going to tell you where I live or whatever the fucking case is. But anyways, okay, well, besides Tarkov. But yeah, let's put all these pasted images. Jesus Christ, or is this the pasted images folder? It is, okay. Yeah, so if you guys didn't know, I finished recording Tarkov. I'm editing the whole thing. There's going to be probably 12 episodes, maybe 13. It depends. One of them was a little fucked. Basically what happened was, as I'm teaching, sometimes I forget to, I'm explaining, oh, you need to come out of the false branch, and blah, 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 blah. And then as I'm talking, I just, autopilot, and then I'll come out of the true branch, and then it fucks something up. And then I'm like, why is this all fucked up now? But I've been putting flags in saying, this is going to cause an issue or whatever the case is. Because a lot of people say they like that, and then they can learn how I debug it. But yeah, one episode, I'm not even joking, was 3 hours long because the debugging was just so crazy. And then it was me trying stuff and then it not working and then me undoing work I already did. So it's like, I'm going to cut that out because I don't want to waste anybody's fucking time of me just trying stuff and then, you know what I mean? So, but anyways, so yeah, basically long story short, I just finished editing episode 5 last night. I just got to rewatch it back and make sure there's no errors in it. And then, yeah, so hopefully within 2 weeks I'll be done and then I can upload it and we can move on with our lives. But anyway, so we are looking at the compass. It'll be in UI, I think. Compass, yeah. So here's the material I did. We got direction. How did I do? Did I have this in the player? I think I did. Yeah, because we got added direction. And then I inputted the direction of the... I think it was on event tick, honestly, the direction of the camera, and then that fed into this material, which ran our whole thing. Yeah, here's what the final thing looked like, what I was explaining earlier. Final blah, 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 blah. Got the compass added to viewport. Now in the widget graph. Create a dynamic material. So this is what you're talking about, dynamic material, yeah. I mean, I made this so long ago, I freaking forgot how to do it, so... set scalar parameter, direction, get player character, get control. I see. Okay, so this is basically what you want to do. So, parents, optional name. So I have to create a parameter inside of this guy. So create parameter. Oh, sorry, you have to... Shit, I don't remember how to do that. I'm telling you guys, materials are my freaking kryptonite when it comes to this shit. Not making it dynamic gets it stuck in some scenarios. Oh, is that right? Okay. You can rotate the minimap widget itself with the player's control rotation, I think. Yes, but we'd have to control that in here with that kind of stuff. So, not going to make... After making dynamic, we can set the material to brush again. Editing sucks butts. Yeah. I know, but I calculated it. So, where's my pictures? So that I've cut out an hour and 45 minutes of footage. So, and that's me going right, like just my usual filler bullshit that I hate. And then, right there, right. So, and then me looking at my notebook to be planning out the next part of the video. Of how am I going to explain it and all that kind of stuff. So, it'll be me looking at my screen for, 30 seconds. So, obviously, I'm going to cut that out because that's super boring. But, yeah, so, the raw footage I've edited so far, 4 hours and, it's 0.8. 0.8 will be 48 minutes. So, 4 hours and 48 minutes of raw footage. And my cut version is 3 hours and 6 minutes. So, yeah, that's how much shit I have to cut out. So, it's quite a bit. Anyways, so, back to this. I did mine as an FPS, so the minimap rotates with the FPS camera already view already for me. I rotate compass around my minimap with the widget blueprints. Yes, we're doing a third person in this case. I think it would still apply to be the forward vector of the camera, or typing something and scroll. You find it in the menu. Yeah, I know. You know what's funny is like when you see the mistake and you're like, man, this mistake is so obvious. If I was just doing it normally and not telling people how to do stuff, I would have seen this mistake, right? And then you're just like, oh my god, like. So yeah, that's why I put the flags in my videos where it's just like, hey, this is going to cause an issue. Don't listen to me do this. And then I show my reaction of when it doesn't work. I'm like, why is it not working? What's going on, right? Oh, and sorry, did you guys, I just opened Steam by accident. Did you guys see that face? That should be in the Discord. That should be an emote in the Discord, to be honest. I fucking died laughing when I saw that screenshot, and I had to screenshot it and put it in the Discord there. But anyways, so yeah, I got to create a parameter for direction, and I can't remember how to do that. Maybe it's in my notebook here. Let's move it back over. Get control, set parameter value. No, it'll be up here. Direction. Okay, so you just get direction, then right click and make it a parameter? Is that how you do it? Camera direction vector, that's a thing? World space vector of the camera direction. Why don't we try this? Because this seems like it would be a thing, right? That would help us out. Where's convert to parameter? Or maybe you don't even need that. But you gotta set the rotation of this material, though. Right, so... rotation? Is it rotator coordinates? Time? No, I don't think that's what we want. Sorry, let's see. We can use that reaction whenever someone asks where the fuck is Mark. Right? If you want to put a border around it, wrap it in a border. Draw as rounded box, set corners, set width to 10, set outline, tint color, set brush color. Okay. So BSG, have you been working on this for like 15 minutes? To be like, how do we do this? Awesome. So wrap the overlay in a border. Okay, nice, nice. Oh, yeah. Draw as a rounded box. I think this is going to be great. Brush, draw as a rounded box, and yeah, look at that, nice. Brush, outline settings, fixed, corner 10. We're going to need more than 10. We're going to need 100 probably. Little bit off there. Oh yeah, we can increase the width, I guess. Does that actually look good? That's the real question. It doesn't quite look like how we want it to, honestly. And I like how the outline is got an alpha of 0, and it's still showing up. That's fun. Sure, okay, and then rounded box. Let's do 95 across the board. That literally didn't do anything. And then 0. Yeah, just get skinny up at the top and stuff, right? Or like, yeah, right around the edges there. Unless it can get reduced. Maybe the width if we do -5. Oh no, sorry, I guess 5. Does that help? Maybe not. Okay, let's just do a 105. That looked pretty good. Sure, whatever. It is what it is. At this point, I don't want to spend too much time on it. But yeah, great. Okay, now we got a little outline here. That's great. You're at the box, not the overlay. Oh, the retainer box, not the overlay. Oh, okay, copy. Let's check it out now then. So I gotta replace with child. We'll start over. And put the border on the overlay. You wrap the box, not the overlay. and then the retainer box goes here. I see. Okay, yeah. And then we'll just do the same things we did here. So draws a rounded box. Half height radius never looks good, so... Right? I mean, maybe. Looks aight, but it's just getting cut off. I just wish that it didn't get cut off, honestly. Unless I just do desired. No. Custom on screen. No, it'll still do the same thing. So, desired. Border. Do that. We'll do fixed radius. And we don't like that. We want like 95 this time. Not inherit. I think that's fine. Yeah, it doesn't look perfect, but yeah, it'll be a band-aid for now. Anyway, so there's the rounded, or our radar. What else we got here? Right-click the box and click wrap for faster iteration later on. Yes, and mark my screen turned off. Standby. And Mark was right. Padding always helps. Yes, it does. Yeah, Mark is right. Mark is right a lot of the time in terms of Unreal stuff, and then he chimes in about life, and can be questionable, but you know. Anyways, border padding for this guy. Yeah. So I don't know. Let's do like 2. Shit. Yeah. Look at that. Looks way better. Okay. So let's get back to this material here. So camera direction vector. I just want to see if this even works. I just can't remember what I need to do. If I look at my notebook once again here. So I got direction, I expose it as a parameter. And then I can't remember why this had to be here. And then we added it to a texture coordinate. Oh, yes, texture coordinate, of course. Oh, we had to split this because of the UVs, I think. Yes, okay, this is all making sense now. So this is saying the direction was for the U channel. And then this is for the V channel. The U channel is the horizontal channel, and the V channel is the vertical. We only wanted to change this, right? So that's why we were saying to take the texture coordinate and then split it up so it's a U channel and the V channel. Okay, so blend difference, blah, 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 subtract. This is all looking somewhat familiar now, so I will put this off to the side so I can see what we're doing. What? All right. What? I'm so confused. I want this here. And then this. There, okay. So, looks like texture coordinate is what I need. Texture coordinates. This isn't the parameter, right? Comment selection. What's people saying here? Fucking luck. This fucking monitor. I don't know what's going on with it. I gotta check the connections or something. Every time I look at the comment thing, it turns off. Mark, we'll get you the Smarty Pants award. Yeah, right? That bone hurt when you run into it over and over. Where are we here? So, right click. Mark was right about padding. Been telling y'all. Yeah, right? Real time, you used Mark and Smart in the same sentence. Shame on you. Anyways, I'm going to... I can't close this or I'll close all of Unreal, so I'm going to just get rid of this over on this screen here. And then I can read the comments and read this and all that. So texture coordinates, direction. I thought you could right-click and make stuff parameters. But anyways, maybe... because this will be the direction, I would assume. But this was a parameter in this, right? So... this would be the same for both, wouldn't it? Because, like, the compass was only working in this direction, whereas this compass is going to rotate in place. Right? So... we get a texture sample then. And we'll... I guess we'll have to add this to here. If this works, I'll be shocked, because I'm literally bullshitting my way through this right now. Blend difference. We don't care about blending, necessarily. We just care about the rotation of this. So actually, instead of this texture sample, would I just plug this into here? It doesn't like it. What's that? Why is that? Arithmetic between types float and float are undefined. Do you plug it into texture then? No. Yeah, so I'm like super at a loss what to do here. TG, do you have 3 monitors? I do have 3 monitors. I have, like, this is obviously my main one that I'm doing this on. I got one vertical. I mean, I can show you guys if you want. Doesn't matter to me. Oh, it's gonna here's my setup. That's me. Then I have a second monitor. This is usually where I have like my blueprint stuff, like all my blueprint graphs when I'm working on it. And then over here I will have my blueprint debugger, and if I'm using Aura, I'll put Aura over there as well. So yes, I have 3 monitors. I find it is very optimal for my workflow. So, and then I got 3 monitors actually specifically for this stream, so you can see the edge of my desk there. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Now I gotta do this. There we go. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so I have 3 monitors. I find that works for me. And yeah, it's great for streams too, because then I can put stuff on one screen and the chat and all that kind of stuff on the other screen here. So anyways, and then obviously when I'm recording videos, this vertical monitor has my notes on it. And then if I just drag stuff out of the way and then right, all that stuff. So anyways, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. So if you guys have any suggestions, I did rotation on the widget, not the material. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was getting into, because that's what we did. What I did here for the compass, I set some parameters, and then down here in the material, I got the information I needed, and then set the parameter scale. Right. So that's what I was trying to do, but I'm trying to figure out how to do that again, because like, we need to rotate it in a circular fashion, not on a horizontal fashion like we're doing in this compass widget. Right. You can't connect the camera node into the UVs. I see. So we just need data then, right? So let's... Yeah, how do I get... I need direction. But how do I get that, right? Base material mask directional? Like, what is this node? That's what I want to know, right? Unless I promote this to a parameter. Is that how you do it? Promote to parameter. Okay, yeah. So direction. Okay, this is making sense now. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so there's the direction. And then there's another parameter here that's just 0. But that's for the UV thing, like I said. So can I do this now? Okay. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Now we'll go back to the actual widget. And on construct, we need to get player character, and we specifically need the camera though. Because if I get actor eyes viewport, I don't think that gives us. This is the eye viewport of the actor, not the eye viewport of the camera. The point of view of the actor. And yeah, it says note that doesn't mean the camera, but the eyes of the actor. So we almost need to cast to our player to get that stuff. Or we could create an interface that outputs the direction as well. Sorry, let me look at this again. What did I do down here? Oh, you can get controlled rotation. Okay, derp. That makes so much sense. Anyways, so yeah, we'll do that instead. Okay, controlled rotation, and then that will plug into the parameter. I got to make this oh, it is a variable. Oh, here it is. And we got to get... How did I do it? I just keep forgetting, because like this was so long ago, and I wasn't that good at it to begin with. Set scalar parameter. And then it's going to be direction, and then it's going to be that divided by 360. That makes sense to me. Sure, we'll try that. We'll see what happens. So yeah, this, and then we'll set scalar Or do I have to get what do you call it? The render. I must have to make that a variable. Oh, it is variable. Does this have the parameter? Texture parameter. Is that where I had to put in direction? Whoops. Yeah, again, this is me just bullshitting my way through it because I have no idea how to do this. So, texture parameter target. I don't think that it matters then, question mark? So this one, sorry, this one. Yeah, I guess it doesn't. Texture parameter, texture. But where's the parameter? Right? Is that on? No, that's not that one. Or do I have to compile and it'll show up? Or do I have to save this and then it'll show up? Probably if that's the case. Minimap. I'm so confused why I can't see that. Anyways, so this says get control rotation. Yeah, David. Yeah, David's always got the answers. David's hitting them out of the park all the time. Control rotation, make widget transform, set the yaw, then set the render transform. Oh yeah, that's actually a much better way to do it. Control rotation, make widget transform, set the yaw, and then set the render transforms. I think your material direction is only going to change the UV direction, XY screen space, not the rotation. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense, so fuck this, right? Fuck all this. And yeah, okay, perfect. So, minimap, we're going to get the control rotation of the player, and then we're going to... You said to get... yeah, make widget... yeah, make the widget transfer... Oh, okay, yeah. So we'll set render rotation. Set render transform. This has to be on tick, though, right? Because it needs to happen pretty close to every frame, right? And then in transform, we're going to make widget transform. And we're going to split, not translation, angle. So we got to divide this by 360. Splits. And, or we don't need, do we need to divide it by 360 control rotation? I feel like we do still, right? And then this is going to plug into angle, and then everything else doesn't matter. It's all the same. And let's see what happens. Where's my other one? Over here. Look at that, it worked, and then it doesn't work. Okay, it's still getting the control rotation of the player. But you can see that it is rotating, right, based on the player's rotation, but we need the camera's rotation specifically. So I think what we'll do instead is, let's make an interface for this, because we need specifically the camera's transform, right? So we'll go to Content, make a new folder called Interfaces, Blueprints, Interface, and we'll say BPI Player Character, I guess, because there's lots of stuff you want to get here. So we'll say Get Camera Rotation. I swear to God, there's like an easier way to get this, though. Like, that's so weird. Unless I just did that wrong. Is that... Get player pawn or get player camera manager. Yeah, actually, that's a way better idea. Fair enough. We did that in here, didn't we? No, we did it in the master widget. We probably should just do it in the actual widget itself. So, get player character, get, sorry, you said it and I forgot what it was. Get player pawn or get character man, yeah. Get character. Get camera manager. get... Can we get the forward vector? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, let's just do that. And then we'll split this. Shouldn't this output a rotation? So maybe instead of forward vector, we can just get the... No, we do want the forward vector. We want the forward vector of the camera, but we don't want all this. I guess we'll just plug X into here, and we'll see what happens. Still not doing what we want. Let's see what we got here. Might need to do logic on the minimap itself. Yes, subtract 1 from yaw. It's not divided by 360. Okay, subtract 1 from yaw. Which is this. Subtract by 1. Why are we subtracting by 1? What's the behind that? I'm just trying to think. We'll see here. I see that the actual widget's moving itself when I move the camera around. That's interesting. And we can see that. So, can we hide this for ourselves, but not for this render target? Right? Can we do that? Let's see. Player marker. Check went off screen. I don't see anything in here about... Okay, hidden in game. Let's say visible. Or, sorry. We'll do hidden in game, and I bet you that this will look stupid now. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So, okay. But if I make it not visible, same thing? Yeah, same thing. Okay, so... Does it have to be higher and smaller, I guess? So we'll do visible. Yeah, let's do this higher but smaller. And we'll say draw a desired size. Well, let's just make the actual size of it smaller. UI. Assets. This guy. Let's do 32 by 32. Okay, that looks pretty good, and I can't see it anymore. Yo! Anyways. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. You want Z for yaw, I think. Yes, isn't that what I plugged in? Minimap, yes. Yeah, I plugged in Z. But yeah, we noticed that this moves when I move the thing around. So is the pivot point off on that? Possibly? So where is minimap and then designer? Retainer box, pivot points is right in the middle, so it shouldn't be doing that. I mean, yeah, it rotates. I mean, yeah, I mean, it works for this, but not for... Oh, hang on, it's working. Or no, it's because my player's moving there, that's why. It's just when I move the camera this way. I mean, that would be a game-specific thing. Like, if you don't want the camera or the radar to move when your camera's moving, but your player's not. But like, this seems appropriate, doesn't it? You know. So I don't know. It's up to you guys. What do you think? Get camera rotation. Real time. He wants the map image to rotate under the triangle. It's the keep north up, or up is direction of movement option. Yes. Would it not be easier to rotate the triangle that indicates the player instead? Well, that wouldn't work in regards to if I hit play here. So if I move the player's triangle, technically, yeah, the render target's wouldn't move, right? So as soon as I move the radar, it's moving where everything else is in the world, right? So this is in relation to the direction my character is pointing. So part of me thinks that this is fine, to be honest, that the minimap's not moving unless you move and the character's moving with it. So yeah, that's up to you guys. Just let me know what you think. We need a component now. So get camera, that looks right. Map rotates upon forward vector, not the player character view camera, but that's preference. Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably the way I would want it in my game. And real time, he wants the map image. Yeah, yeah. And then get the player, just get the component by class. Well, component by class gets the first one in the world. So if you're doing multiplayer, that won't work. You'll have to do something else for that. Right, so yeah, if this is going to be for multiplayer, because I'm pretty sure, to be honest, actually, if we even just enable multiplayer right now, number of players 2, plays listing server, multiplayer, we'll see here. So we both have our things, and where's our client? So yeah, look, so it's all updating as it should be, because it's all a part of the players, right? So, but if you were to get player character, get the component by class to get the character, then you're going to be getting in player index 0, right? So that won't work for multiplayer. Just so you know. The radar is relative to the player character's reference frame. FPS is a lot easier. You don't have to worry about all this stuff. Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, I am going to be making a third person anyway for my game, so... which I still haven't really started. Like, I did a bunch of testing of stuff, but I haven't actually started doing anything with it. I don't know when I will be, so we'll see. But anyways, okay, so this is done. The next thing I want to do is I want to do stuff in the world that we can, we can see on our minimap. So, for example, let's put... actually, sorry, not for example. Let's make that component I was been talking about, actor component. We'll just say minimap icon, and we will BPC underscore minimap icon. Okay, let's plug that in, and it's going to be, we'll say actor, I can't quite see because my camera's in the way, variables. Okay, so we'll make this a image 2D. And let's, yeah, texture 2D, which always will be a soft object reference. Anything inside either components or a data asset should be a soft texture 2D, because we don't need it to load it until it's actually in the world, right? So we don't want to load it into memory for no reason. Anyways, so we got texture 2D, and then let's see. Is that all we need? Oh, we need transform. Transform. And the reason we need this is we need to tell it exactly how high this needs to be offset off the ground, or off the player there for the map. So, and then I guess we should just say texture size, and it'll be whatever you set your thing as, and we'll do texture size is a float, right? I think it is. So yeah, so we'll do float, and we'll make all of these instance editable. Compile. Transform. Let's look at our player. How high is our player marker? This will be the default transform for everything. So we got, let's just say 250 for simplicity's sake. So 250 and 180 on the rotation. So we're gonna do that. Where is it? So sorry, this won't be instance editable. This will be the same for everybody. So 250 on this and 180 on this. Or was it? It was on the Z, right? Yes, okay. So that's what it's going to be, and then now we can plug that component into any of the things, and we just need to set the image, and the size actually could be not instance editable as well, because we will make sure everything is the same size. Texture size 32. I guess you'd have to design your images to be that size. I was just thinking, because if they're all different, they're going to get squished, and then you got to get into the scale boxes and blah, 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 blah. So I think if you just design them at that size, it'll be great. So I do have icons for stuff, so I'm going to add those in. So let's go to my Vault of Assets and my icon things. This is all the stuff I'm going to be using in my game. So let's see. Let's do a skull, and let's do... I had a treasure chest somewhere. Oh, maybe that's in another pack. We'll say ore, so we'll drag those in. And then in my UI map icons, these are the crappier ones. Where is the one I wanted? Chest. Okay, so I'll just edit selection and property matrix, default, UI, save. Okay, so let's just create a couple of rando things. I think we will content, characters, mannequins. No, we don't want to go in there. I'll just make a new folder called actors. And we'll make a new blueprints class, character class, and it'll be BP enemy, right? You'd make an enemy base, but we're just saving us some time today. So there's the enemy. The mesh will be the Manny mesh, or the Quinn mesh, sure, doesn't matter. And this has to go down here because of the stupidness of the roots, but it is what it is. And then, is that it? Sure. And then we're going to add that components. Components. Why am I typing component to find a component? That's the dumbest thing I've ever done. Minimap icon. Okay, so there it is. Then we can open that up. Image 2D will be the enemy. Or skull, I guess. Right? And the transform is going to stay the same. Perfect. Texture size 32. Perfect. Okay, so then we'll add a widget. Right, because we can't add components into the component, obviously. So, or not interaction. Sorry, just straight widget. There it is, widget, and we'll set that as this guy here. World real time widget class will be the no, okay, yeah, sorry, I just had a thought, but never mind, it's irrelevant. I guess we're gonna have to do something about this player mark, because where's player mark? Player mark. So yes, we do need to do something about this. We need to do we'll go to the graph, and we need to, on construct, we're going to get the triangle, set image, sorry, set brush by, from soft texture. Okay, and this soft texture we're going to promote to a variable, and we'll call it icon image. And then that'll be instance editable and exposed on spawn, so we can plug that in when we create this. And match size, we're not going to do that. We're going to draw it 32 by whatever the case was. And then on top of that, this triangle, whatever, we're going to set brush color, color and opacity. Or do you just do set color and opacity? Set color and opacity, here you go. Okay, we're going to promote that to a variable and call it color and opacity, sure. That'll be also instance editable and exposed on spawn. Okay, so we're going to set the icon and the color above each person, right? So this won't be called player mark anymore. We'll call it minimap mark or whatever, or map marker. All right, haven't read the comments for a while. Once my screen turns back on, I literally don't know what's happening with my screen. I don't know if it's a power issue or whatever it is. Alrighty, so how many times do I have to tell you to stop referring to me as your mini-map? Yeah. Oops, someone's showing their world map context. Oops, someone's showing their world map complex. Yes? Is that bad? What else we got here? I think multiplied by -1 on yaw due to my specific camera capture setup. I have reversed the yaw movement to get it to match. Got it, that makes sense. You could always use is locally controlled bool. You could. I can't remember what the, sorry, what the thing I told you about was. Oh, yes. I don't think locally controlled would work, would it? Because you're still getting the player character at the index 0, right? It doesn't really matter. Same here. My minimap was so easy to set up too. Well, lucky you. Just kidding. Okay, so these are exposed on spawn. That's on event construct. Let's go to where would we set that in the player for starters. Player marker. Where is the stuff that's exposed on spawn? That's what we want to know. Tick mode enabled, yes. Draw desired size, yes. Geometry mode plane. Where does this all this stuff get exposed? Maybe we just put it in a function instead. So let's just do that. Just put it in a function just to make it easier on ourselves. In here, right? So fuck this. Custom events, and we'll say set icon, and we'll make these function inputs, or event inputs, pardon me, and then we'll just delete this and plug those in and delete these. And there, so set icon, perfect. So we'll compile, now we'll just do that in our, basically every one of our things, right? Or can we do that in our get owner? No, we can't, because we can't put a component in a component. That's a little lame, but whatever. So maybe we make a blueprint function library for that. Yeah, the parameters we need for that is we need stateless. Is that going to be the case? We'll need a component. No. Well, yes, it should work. So we'll make a new blueprint function library, BPFL, whatever, underscore, we'll just say, standard stuff. Standard stuff. Okay, so this function will have we'll just say set icon color. And inputs will be the icon component. Yes. Okay, and then we're going to just trying to remember what we did. So we have to get transform. And we need to get, what's the other one we needed? It was get icon, or sorry, get image, right? There it is. Okay, and then we need the actual widget, which, yeah, I guess we'll have an input for a widget, which is generic, right? We have to cast to it anyway, which can we do in here? See, this is becoming not stateless now, so I disregard. I don't think we're going to do this. Because you ideally don't want to have any blueprint-related stuff. You only want data inside of function libraries, because function libraries, as soon as you attach that function library in a blueprint, then it basically acts like a mediator, or sorry, a medium in a source. So like any other blueprints that are connected to that function library, you would actually have references on, right? So that's why you want to keep it generic with just data in there. BSG, how many times I tell you stop referring to me as your mini-map? I'm trying to, maybe I said BSG at some point. Anyways, don't forget to like the stream. Yes, please, don't forget to like the stream. And if you haven't subscribed, shockingly, then it'd be excellent if you would subscribe to the channel for more excellent content like this. Stream every Saturday at 11 a.m. I will be heading back to work here soonish, so I might miss one or so streams a month. Unfortunately, haven't decided if I should just like shuffle it a day or something. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, so what else? So yeah, we got the widget. We don't need to do anything inside of our player specifically because it's already set up. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, I lied. We do. We need to set those parameters we made. So inside the event graph, off of event begin play, which is not here. We're going to have to grab our widget, our player marker, and we're going to have to set icon. Oh, we have to cast to it. Cast to, don't we? Oh, we have to get widget. Get widgets. Then cast. Cast to the widget blueprint mini map or master widget. No, which one? Map marker. This one. Okay, set icon. And don't think we need to any other things here, except now on event destruct. Do we need to? No, we should be fine. Okay, so yeah, soft texture will be the triangle, and the color will be that blue we had. Okay, there, that's done. And then inside of our enemy, same thing, I guess. So we'll have to just get the widget and get widget. So this is something that we could have maybe just used a interface for, because it's going to be in a lot of different things. And we need specifically that one thing, so maybe we do that instead, hey? Blueprints, interface, UI. Set icon for minimap. Inputs will be these ones. One of them was the transform, right? No, not transform. Image and color. So texture, 2D. Sorry, not object reference. Soft object reference. And then color, which I think is linear. A linear color. Linear. Linear color right there. Compile there. Now let's go into the map, minimap icon. No, that's the component. This component seems completely irrelevant now, to be honest. So, yeah, we'll just get rid of it. I was trying to be all, you know, we're going to plug this into the same thing, right? Force delete. We're going to plug this into the multiple different things, but, I mean, we can't put components in a component, so that doesn't make much sense then. So, map marker, player character. What am I trying to get into? This guy. Yes, we're going to replace this with the interface. So, class settings, interfaces, UI, compile, this. Perfect. So that's done. We'll compile, and then we will go back to our player character. We will not cast anymore because we don't need to. We'll get rid of that, and then we'll just set icon for minimap. There, that's way better. Texture, triangle, and color was the blue color. Blue. Okay, save, and then same thing with our enemy that I think I closed. Get widget, set icon for minimap. And this will be the skull. And it'll be red. Enemy. Let's, you know, I mean, it's going to be pretty much rinse, repeat anyway, but we'll stick this out. And do we see, we don't see that, did I set it in the enemy? Probably not. Widget. No, I didn't. So, map marker, worlds, draw it desired size. And plane. I think everything else is fine, right? Yes. Compile. Do we see it now? We don't. Oh, is it because it has to be on event begin play? Because I, in the player character, put... Oh, yes, we have to set the transform and all that shit, right? Yes, we do. So, this is where we... This is where that component actually would have come in handy, but... Shit. Okay, well, whatever. I guess you gotta put... You can either do the component again if you want it, or you can just put this in, which is 250 and 180. And that does not look anywhere close to what it's supposed to be. Oh, shit. The other one was tied to the camera. That's why. That's why it looks like that. Okay, so we'll do 0? No, sorry. 180 has to be here. Doesn't it? I'll just fucking do it like this, because it's there. 90, and rotate it like this. 90. And then perspective, I guess not top, so... Shit, now I gotta make this actually match, you know, the, let's see, top perspective. And we'll do, instead of wireframe, we'll do unlit. Now I gotta make these match in size approximately, right? I just got it on my other screen, I'm just moving that widget up and down. They should be the same size anyway, because we're drawing it as, blend mode masked. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, I was, whatever. Here it is. You're drawing it as a world. And manual redraw, invalidate, blah, 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 geoplane, yes. Tick mode, yes. Okay, so I mean, maybe it'll look not stupid, we'll see. We'll go over to our enemy, who isn't there, so is that because it's too high? Okay, there we go. Interesting. So that would be better if it was oriented to the camera, right? How do we do that now? Let's see. Let's read some comments here. Let me grab some water. Flippin' went through 3 liters of water in the stream alone. In this one here, nice. Is Nunya part of your name, or is that like a funny imaginary name? It's Nunya Biznaz. Yeah, right. How dare you ask for his full name on stream? Anyways, I'm out of water. I'm out of coffee. Haven't drank any water all stream. TG escaped the basement dungeon. He's upstairs now. Too many spiders in the basement for him. No, the real reason I moved up here was because Azura doesn't like spiders and she didn't want to go down there, and the basement kind of smelled funny anyway, so... not because I was down there. Or maybe it was, I don't know. But so... I moved up to the bedroom so she could, we could work in the same room together, basically, right? So... I already know what's coming. Anyway, so... Yes, how do we keep this facing the camera? You know what I mean? Do I now have to, in the minimap marker, also do the same thing we did earlier with the, in this guy? This? Make widget transform? Yeah, probably. Copy. And that's got to, like, literally copy all of this, and it's just going to go straight in the map marker. Everything looks friggin' awesome, so let's see what happens when I go interact with this Enemy. Nothing! Nah. Yeah, I wish that would rotate around so it's always facing the camera. Can I just plug this right in without the -1? No, did not do it. So, any ideas, guys, how to do that? I thought this would be the answer, to be honest. Transition scale, shear, get forward vector. Let's see here. They're coming for you, TG. Are they? No one knows where I live, though, so been pretty careful on that stuff. So, anyways, yeah, any ideas on this? Just to get this to rotate so that it's always facing you, this icon here. Let's see. Because we have it oriented to their... Yeah. You have to subtract the player character's forward vector to the marker vector rotation. Need to figure out the rotation vector to the marker from the player character, and then rotate the marker forward to the negatee. Okay. So I'm just thinking about how to do that. So we have to subtract. If this was set to screen, because it won't work if I change it to not be screen, right? So, or world, pardon me. So I mean, I'm just going to test it anyway, just in case. Widget space screen, because if it's on screen, yeah. So we see it up there, which we don't want. So yeah, that's got to be world. Yeah, but it sounds like more of a rounded thought. Just brainstorming, not smarter. If you have a... you could get look at actor and use that as a forward vector. Other guys sound smarter. I feel like I did this before, but it was when it was on screen. Let me look at my notebook, because I did this before on in the first-person shooter course, when we did the pickup stuff. Items... interacting with items? Is that the one? No, that's not the one I was looking for. Health Pickup, I think, was the episode. No, this is unrelated to that. So, just gotta find that episode, basically. Okay, well, here's all the things. ADS. This was way later in the thing, though, so... World, maybe? Changing impact effects. Pickups. Yeah, this is the one. So... health updates. Current health. I wonder if I just did that... set static mesh, set text. I wonder if I just did that, you know, in the spur of the moment thing and I didn't actually make notes of it. But basically what I did was... I got the... yes. Okay, so maybe... Maybe let's do it this way. My brain's kind of remembering a little bit now. So in our enemy, in our event graph, this is going to be reused, but... So can I set transform? Or can I just do that from here? Set transform. Set world rotation. Yes. That's got to be off of event tick. And only when visible, though. So I think there's a setting for that in here somewhere. Down here somewhere. Tick mode automatic. No, there's no thing. I'm hoping that that disables tick when it's not being rendered. You know what I mean? So, geometry pivots. Time between draws. 0 would be we redraw every frame. 1 would be redraw every second. This will work with manual redraw as well. So yeah, let's do redraw time like 0.5. We don't, yeah, every frame is a little excessive. So, set world rotation. Yes, and then we're going to get the player character. Come on, you fucker. Or player pawn, actually, for multiplayer type peoples. I think. Or no, it's the same thing. So how would that work with multiplayer? I guess you have to get character, get player camera manager is gonna be the same shit. It's the, you need the player controller, which is in the player state. So can you get local something or other? Trying to think how you would do that. Get local. Here's what you do. Get game state, and then you would get player array, and then you would get the how the fuck would you do this? Get, because you don't want to do a for each off of event tick. That's silly. Actually, this would be what's it called? You would save this array. No, you wouldn't. This probably should be done inside of the actual material itself. Anyways, I won't worry about that because I was just going to waste too much time here. So we're going to get let's get the player character for now. Or get player pawn or whatever. Get actor eyes. And we will plug in, we'll split this and split this, and then we'll plug in this. Probably we'll have to minus it by 180, but we'll see what it looks like to start. Okay, there's fuck all. Maybe not. Well, let's just look at this here. Let's go to the viewports and click on this. And if we rotate the Z, it should rotate it. So that's odd that it didn't, but see here, set world rotation for this widget on the Z. Oh shit, are these are set to something else, aren't they? Yes, so 180 and 90. So that's the other ones we got to set. Okay, and compile. Let's check it. There we go. That's working. Okay, so see, why couldn't we do that with the minimap, right? So maybe we change that to just get control rotation. Let's try that. Where's the map, minimap here? So get player character, and then get actor eyes. Because apparently that works split. Let's see if this works. Okay, well that's not exactly what we want. Oh, okay, that's doing it off of... Is that doing it off the canvas panel? That doesn't make sense, though. What about... Like, you know what I mean? Is it doing it off of this? Well, yeah, this is coming in up here, to be honest. Which is funny. So I hope it's not pivoting it. If I pivot it here... Where's a transform? Angle. Okay. I like the border's got to be fixed if we're going to do that. But okay, so maybe we do it in here instead. Inside on the canvas panel instead of on this. So let's try that. Pile and then minimap. Set render. Sorry, what did I just do? Oh, I took it off of the map marker. That's what it was. Minimap is what I want to take this. Cut it. Delete that now. And we'll go to the master widget and do it here, but we got to plug in the minimap to the target here. Let's see what happens. Still not doing it. That's really frustrating. But this is doing it. Right? This is, well, for the most part. Actually, yeah, if we can get this to work, then both of them will turn and they'll both stay in the same spot, right? So, let's... Why isn't this working for this, though? Set render transform and transform angle. Maybe this Z is not what we want. Let's try some of these other ones and see what happens. Nothing. Let's try the X. Nothing. So, why don't you want to turn when I want? Look at player that might be easier. Fuck, this screen is pissing me off. I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyways, you need the locations and rotations of both the player character and the enemy. In the world... Well, the thing is working with the enemy, it's just the map now, is what I was thinking, right? But it's vector math, you need to get two vectors to point to each other. And the applied rotation enemy marker is an angle based on the distance and offset angle. I'm just trying to... I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to think, because... yeah. How would you do that for... Now I'm thinking of multiplayer stuff. You know, look at player that might be easier. Might need to cast to the player to get the spring arm rotation itself or the forward vector. Oh, that's actually a good point. The spring arm is just designed to keep the camera far enough away and to add some smoothness when you stop, right? And not to be able to clip through walls. But is it the spring arm that controls the rotation, or is it the camera? Because the camera is the parent of the spring arm, right? Use pawn controlled rotation. Actually, what happens when I do that? I can't remember. Look at the map. That screwed it right up. That's funny. So we're not going to do that. Probe channel camera, probe size, target arm length. Is that the second one, though? Oh, yes. Sorry, I meant to do this one. We have control pawn rotate. Okay, so that's already enabled. Inherit pitch, inherit yaw. Let's not do pitch or roll, because I think we just need yaw for the map, for this one, right? Yeah, so that was fine to disable. Interesting. Anyways, sorry. Back to this. I think the spring arm orbits the player's mesh. Yes. Yeah, okay. So what's the message with me having... What's messing with me is having 2 rotations, 1 player character eyes and player view rotation. Might need to cast to the player and get the spring arm rotation itself or forward vector. Yeah, it would be the camera specifically that we would need that information from, not the spring arm. The spring arm doesn't hold that information. Yeah, like I said, it only has like it has rotation and stuff, but it's going to should be following the camera. Well, specifically this one, right? The one that's our, because this has right here to use control pawn rotation. So that's gonna move. Maybe you're right actually. Camera boom. Skip pawn, get actor view eyes. Z, that's for the enemy. So you're saying for the enemy to get this minus... I'm going to stand, like, at rotation 0, which is literally where I'm standing. Hopefully we can just get around this person. So this does work, right? So then as I move the map, it should update properly. Actually, sorry, no, it won't, because this is getting the actor view eyes, not the view of the camera. So if we went to this, and instead of this, get camera manager, get player camera manager, and we'll just say get transform, I guess. Well, the only problem is we don't know what camera we're getting, because there's 2 cameras in the player now. Returns the camera manager for the player controller at the specified player index. This will all include remote clients with no player controller. So if I get world transform, alright, we just need world rotation, really, and break this. I think we tried this, right, and it didn't work in the other thing. I mean, technically it does work when we walk around, like it works normally, how it should be. But as soon as we stop and move the camera, then weird shit happens. What do we currently have in for the map again? I can't remember. We got rid of it and put it in the... Oh, that's the mini-map. Map marker. So we're doing the same thing as what we're doing in the enemy. So... Maybe let's change this to the player character eyes instead. Get player character or player pawn, whatever. Get actor eyes. What? Oh, into axes? No, I just want to split this, buddy. Let's see what we got here now. Woo! Oh, that's the redraw. That's why it's lagging. And this isn't exactly what we want anymore anyway, so I think the way we had it before was the way to do it. So get at the camera manager, blah, 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 blah. I think that's why we did it that way. Okay, well, anyway, everything works except for this enemy thing to always be facing the camera, or facing up, in a sense. This works until you move the camera, but not the player. So this is, okay, this is why I think you're saying you need to get the player characters. Get player character. And get actor eyes, I guess, for this. Whoops. And then get forward vector for this. And we will recombine, get the forward vector for this. And then we wanted to minus these. Is that what you're saying, Leroy? Shit. Well, we have to recombine. Splits. Okay, I see here. Split again. Let's see what happens here. I mean, doesn't work. At this point, I mean, yeah, that'd have to be something you'd work on, I guess. You'd have to figure out a way to do that. But, you know, minimap works, I guess. So, let's see here. Player camera, which camera? Yeah, right, exactly. That's the thing, that's the problem. He wants to rotate the map with the camera. No, I want to rotate the... I think the camera itself is fine. Like, when I do this, like, I don't move because my player is... I don't know, maybe the rotating the camera should be done as well. As soon as I rotate the camera, the minimap rotates. Right? Which camera? Oh yeah, the camera we want to rotate is this one, right? The spring arm one. So I wonder if this should be an interface, honestly. We get the spring arm, we output the rotation of the spring arm. Or, sorry, we set the rotation of the spring arm. Right? To be... But again, let's see. It already works when we're looking. That literally is only because the camera is following the player. That has nothing to do with any of our actual fucking code. So if we have the spring arm rotate when we rotate the camera in our player, I think that'll make a big difference. So I think that's the issue. So I think that'll be a function. So we'll say, you know, rotate minimap. Player cam, now the player boom, by the way, like the default boom on the camera. Yeah, I'm saying every time we rotate the player boom on the camera, or like with our camera, that we rotate our spring arm so that it matches what's going on with the camera. That's what I'm saying. So camera boom, and we'll just call this minimap arm, I guess. Boom, we need to get rotation. I guess get target. What's this one here? Get target rotation. We inherit. Used as the. Oh yeah, because it does inherit. Parents. Yeah, because it does. It does inherit the control rotation from the camera or the pawn controller or whatever. So that actually I think is the right node. And then this will be set rotation. Set relative. Yes, I think set relative is what we want. So this will be split, as will this. And then we only want to rotate... Let's look at our thing here, because it's all fucked up, remember? So we want to rotate around the x-axis. So x to x, everything else will be 0. Correct. Viewports. 90 in the Y, and that's it. So we got to change that to 90 in the Y. Or was it minus 90? Did I just... It was minus 90. Okay. Okay, let's do that, and then let's put that on event tick instead. Do we have tick going? We don't. Event tick. We could dial this back and do it every, I think it's in class settings, or is it in class defaults? There, you can make your tick not be every frame. You can do it every like 0.1 seconds, which is what I think we should do. That might fuck stuff up for the player, so disregard. Maybe we won't do that. Because there's other things that use event tick, even though they're not plugged into the node, but they run on tick, right? So, I wonder if that'll fuck it up, so. Still not working. I ran garbage collection on mine a long time ago. Wait, you can set your relatives? I've been needlessly suffering all this time, yeah. In my code for my minimap waypoint icons, it's account for world coordinates to screen coordinates. Until you do that, it'll have scaling offsets. I see. Even if you have all of your UI icons be the same size? I want to know what we're outputting here, personally. So it's just outputting fuck all. Oh, hang on. Maybe it's Z to X, I think. Let's try that. Because there would never be roll on your rotation. There would only be yaw and pitch, so that makes sense. And yaw is what we want, so let's try that out. Look at that, it works. And that doesn't work because why? Like, that should always be up, right? That was the goal. So, but anyways, this works now, which is what we were struggling with for a long time. But yeah, the issue was the boom arms weren't talking to each other. That's what it was. So that works, but now we got a couple of other problems to work out here. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, so that's how I solved that problem. Is just I made this function here. I got the camera boom to tell us what its Z is, and then the minimap arm will mimic that based on its X coordinate, because that's what it is up here. It's rotating around the X. This rotates with it, though. Do we want that, or do we want it to maybe make this a parent of the mesh? Because then it won't rotate with the camera. It'll stay as the player. Yeah, there we go. So then it's staying with the player. That actually looks really good. Because it's pointing where the player is looking. That does get a little confusing. Because it's a triangle, right? So it's just like, oh, wait, this way? Or, you know what I mean? So, but anyways. Okay, I wonder if this can get the rotation, like, sorry, do we have this set up now, or did we unplug stuff? Right, this wasn't working, so let's do let's try this again. So we got the camera manager, transform, yeah, let's try this again, see if this works. Now that we got that all working. It does. Look at that. Look at that, everybody. It's a bit more aggressive, dare I say. Or is that just because it's updating slow? Because we told it to update slow. But yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for. So this is working exactly how we intended. So great. Now we can add a couple more things in the world that we want. Let's go back to perspective. We can make new blueprint class, actor, type chest. Check. Check. We're playing poker. Chest. BP chest. And I'll just drag my shitty 3D asset chest in here. Basic chest. Chest, body, and lid. Fuck yeah. Get that in here. This is the shittiest chest of all time, but it's a chest, everybody. So we'll open this up. We'll add a static mesh lid and... Sorry, I guess it'll be the body first, and then we'll duplicate that and make it the lid. Chest body. Chest lid. And we'll do this. And is that right? Or is that just lighting? It's just lighting, okay. And then the lid will be, or no, we keep these separate because the lid we open up, right? So anyways, then we can add that widget components. We'll just say icon or map icon. And this was, that's getting changed dynamically. This was whatever it was in the enemy widgets. So it was 90 by 90 and 90, and then, yeah, then we offset it by 810. Okay, 90, 90, and 810. Okay, and then of course we got to set those just like we did in the enemy. So this is what I mean. It sucks we got to do this because it'd be better if we could just honestly do this in a component or something, right? But we can't because we need a widget component. Unless, hold on, maybe we can do it in a component. We just need an input for a widget. Widget, set that, and then we got to set the rotation by getting this. I think we can do this in a component then. So let's copy this and just make a component. Blueprint class, actor components, PPC, map, map icon. I've like been back and forth about this a couple of times, which is funny. So move these up here. So let's promote this to a variable and just call it the widget input, and then that'll have to be instance editable exposed on spawn when we call this. Or will it? Or do we have to make this an event? Let's delete tick and let's make this an event. Custom event. And then this will be the rotation, icon rotation. Okay, and then the input will literally be, oh, actually it'll be nothing. It'll be this, and then this will be on event begin play. We just got to make these variables, promote to variable, color, and they're named exactly what they should be. Good. Okay, and then that'll be exposed on spawn, and for both of these. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So now we can just do it inside this chest. This is saying what? Blueprint itself is not a scene component. Oh, of course. Widget input. There we go. Okay, so now we can go back to the chest, and now we can just do this in the event graph as a what's it called? A component. So BPC map icon. So here's our exposed on spawn stuff. So texture 2D skull, this is actually going to be a chest. And then this is going to color, I don't know, fucking gold. You know, sure. Widget input. I think on the begin play, what we'll do is we'll... What do we do in the widget? Okay, so fuck begin play. Let's do another custom event. And we'll just say set icon data. Or set widgets data, I guess. Okay, because we'll already have these set because they're exposed on spawn. And then we'll set widget data, and then we will have to have this as an input. Widget. Okay. And we'll delete this, and we'll plug this into here, and then we'll delete the widget inputs. Compile. Okay, so that should be good, and then we'll do this, and then we'll say set widget data on event begin play, and then we just got to plug in our widget to that. And then on tick, we're going to get our map icon again, and we're going to set map, whatever it was, rotation or something rather. Rotation, icon rotation, there we go. Okay, there. So now it's all in a component. We don't have to do really much work. Oh, I got to put a fucking chest in the world. Chest over here. Sure. Play. Alright. Chest? Look at that chest. That has no icon. What the feck? Did this not get transferred over when we did this? In terms of like the transform? Oh, it did. This has to be here, doesn't it? Icon rotation. Yeah, let's check the enemy. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Oh, maybe not. Oh, it was. I'm confusing this for the player. So why does the enemy one work but not us? Chest. Event tick on event begin play. We set the icon data. Don't we? Oh, maybe we don't. BPC map icon. What is this supposed to be? I don't understand what this is supposed to be. Maybe it's supposed to be this. Map icon widget. Yeah, that's nothing. Okay, well, when we hit play, do these fire? They do, and they keep firing. If I check this out, we have stuff properly set. Let's see here. I'm getting lag as well ever so often. It hangs and rebuffs. Is that in regards to my stream? Yes, it is. My stream's running like shit again. I fucking hate Wi-Fi. So, yeah, right now I'm at 10,000 kilobytes per second, so, or kilobits, sorry. So, and then it keeps dropping to like 39 or whatever, so usually it's at 15,000, so it's probably me. So anyways, 20 people watching here. Welcome everybody. Make sure you like the stream and check out my coffee page if you guys want to become members or support what I do. Thank you. Anyways, so we got the set item data here. That should be running immediately, so we should be getting our target is our components, and our map icon is our widget. And then in here, it sets our texture and our color via an interface. And then we set world rotation every frame. Or sorry, yeah, every tick it calls this event. And it should be setting this. But it's not showing up at all. Oh, you know what's probably happening is, where's my person? Or chest. Viewport. Where is this widget? Maybe it's too high. Okay, let's check. Or maybe not. Perhaps this needs to like flip over 180 degrees. No? Did I properly set the widget stuff? Probably not. World real-time draw desired size. And what else? Is that it? Automatic tick. Compile. Okay. Now let's see if it works. Still not working. Key. Map icon. Where are you? It's pointing straight down. Is that normal? I'm super confused why this doesn't show up. It's literally just because of that. If we added that component to try to make our lives easier, but okay. So we got the map icon, which look at that, everybody. I am a dumb fuck. Master widget map marker. Compile. Go away. It's going to say we didn't find anything. Yeah, because I didn't have anything assigned if I actually listened to that before. Still not working. Because I flipped it over? Or no, it's showing up here, so it should show up there. Correct? Yes, and I think it's being set anyway in the thing here. Map icon. It's probably something else I didn't set here. Draw desired size, read time size, manual redraw, world, plane. Yeah, that all looks good. I'm going to clear this because the rotation gets set in the component, right? And then this, I wonder if it's too high. Well, I mean, you're not going to see it now because I changed all the shit, right? Sure. Do we see anything? We don't. I'm so confused. Runtime error for what? Set world rotation. Custom event widget is not a U class. What? What? So when it fires this, it's oh. So we have to promote this to a variable, I think. Okay, and then we'll plug widget into this. Maybe that's because that was an input, and then it clears the input every time it enters a new function. So it wasn't finding anything for that. I think is what the issue is going to be. Yeah, there it is. All right, smart. I think. Let's set the actual chest. Let's set the actual size of this guy because it's a little small, isn't it? Mark Nunya tipped $20 for the super chat. Thanks for the donation. Thanks, Mark. Just gotta get the sound effects up so I can.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so next, let's figure out why the sizing is a little small. Is it because it's too far away? Oops, come on. I don't think that will have anything to do with it, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it's not gonna have anything to do with it. So. It will have something to do with how small the thing is. Can I make the scale bigger? Okay, this, and then let's try it 2 times. Oh, that's not what we want. Am I not on the chest? I am. Oh, I see. I gotta compile and then reinitialize and blah, 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 because I changed it and then it made it disappear because you can edit stuff for runtime now. Oh, it just straight frickin' vanished now, so let's undo that. Okay, well now it's like gone. What happened? So perspective top. There it is. I mean, we can move this transform so it's actually covering it. And yeah, why are you not showing up now? What happened? All I did was change the scale. And then I changed the scale back and it's like, nope. Not a chance. Okay, 180, 90, and sorry, the X gets changed constantly, or is it this one? I can't remember now. Okay, the Z gets changed constantly, but this is 180 and 90. Should it be minus 90? No. Just 90. Okay, so last thing we'll do today here, and all right, fellers, let's lighten up and get some excited to lay some molding. To lay some. Oh, you're doing molding for your thing? That's awesome, man. Yeah, your hospital looks fucking baller. Honestly, on the Discord, like, a lot of time went into that. That's for sure. And I'm sure you learned a shit ton of stuff along the way because you're like, oh, I could have done that better, or whatever the case was, right? So, but yeah, Mark, your thing looks awesome. Anyways, so we have set rotation. Everything was working until I changed. Oh, what if I do this and do this? Because it was getting double data. No. Okay, not working. Chest. Why are you not working? Event graph. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Did I do something else down here that I shouldn't have done, or what? No, that looks fine. Blend one map. Yeah, everything looks fine. I didn't change any of this stuff. I literally only changed scale. And now it fucked it all up. Okay, let's go here. So that's running. Then we're going to go to the component, and then we're going to select the debug option as the chest. Where the hell is the thing? Right here. Chest. It's running. And let's eject so I can do this, and then I'm going to move this over here, and then I'm going to go to the details panel and go to the map icon and see that its rotation is set to totally... Oh, sorry. Yeah. This is set to totally not what it's supposed to be. So this has to be lower. So, yes. Okay, we're going to watch the minimap here. There it is. It was too high. 16,000 kilobits per second. So, but, I mean, the stream's almost finished anyway, so... Let's, see one more time. So this looks fine when I'm oriented north. As soon as I'm not oriented north, then it's like it offsets it, right? So this almost should go to... Maybe it should add the player look eyes rotation. Just a thought. Camera manager, get player camera manager. No, so we want to get player character. Again, this won't work for multiplayer, but get player character, get actor eyes. And split this. Let's do this plus this. Question mark? We're going to look at this specifically the chest because, like I said, the enemy hasn't incorporated the component, so... not quite. Almost. Maybe minus 180. But if it's minus 180, then it won't be looking good for this. Maybe minus 90. We're just trying to figure out what direction it's going. It's going opposite to the way I'm going, so... Yeah, maybe times it by 1. Or -1, pardon me. Let's see. Whoops, I hit pause. There we go. No. No. Not what we're looking for. I feel like we're kind of close. Maybe let's try a subtract node and see. Subtract the camera manager from the players. Well, which one's going to be higher all the time? We'll find out, I guess. Okay. That does fuck all, because it's probably negative or something. So, will we do this one on top, this one on the bottom? No, it's still doing fuck all. So, subtract's not what we want. What do we want to do? So this works up until we... sorry, this works until we change our direction the player's facing. Right? Or the camera's facing. No, sorry, the player. Yeah, so I'm just trying to think here. What do you guys think? Rotation Z. This worked. Why did this... I'm just trying to, like, use my brain for a second. How the hell did this work? So this works until I do this. Like, until I rotate the physical map. So maybe we don't need... Well, this isn't a big deal to me, personally, at this point, but... You know, I mean, yeah, it could be a little bit of a annoying UI thing. How the frick would we do this? Why is this so dark, by the way? This material or whatever. That was the shit one I made for the original inventory series. But anyways, let's see here. It does what it's supposed to do, except for when I move my player this way, right? So this will have something to do with the camera boom. I think instead of the camera manager, it should be doing getting the camera boom, right? So how do we get the one for the mini map? How do we get that specifically from this camera manager? Do we need to maybe off of this? Let's get player camera manager, and can we cast to the... No, we need specifically that component. Maybe that'll be maybe that can be an interface thing. Get camera rotation, sure, we'll use that. But it needs an output of rotation. Okay, so actually, we don't even need the whole rotation, we just need the Z rotation, which is a float. Then we'll hit compile, and then we'll go to our player character now. Where's our player character? Right there. Control E. Class settings. Implemented interface. Player character. Compile. Rotate minimap. Nope, we want... Well... Could we eliminate that one thing just by doing an interface here? Or maybe an event maybe an event dispatcher is actually the way to go. But then you have to subscribe to the player character anyway. So the minimap ground looks dark because some of the 2D scene shows are you turned off. Yeah, I know that. I'm talking about the rotation of the stuff. I was talking about the chest material looks dark for some reason. Anyways, interfaces, get camera rotation. So let's get the minimap arm, get target rotation, and then split this, and then put that in. Let's see if this fixes stuff. So instead of all of this, we're going to get player character. I'm just thinking here. Maybe the dispatcher is the way to go. I'll just see if this works. Because if you do a dispatcher, yes, everybody's got to get the player character specifically, and then create a what's it called? Unless you put the... Excuse me. excuse me, unless you get the component of class instead, and then do this component, then you can bind to like, you know, to your owner's on destroyed or whatever, and then you can destroy this component or whatever the case is, and then you can unbind from the player character so it's not dangling. Yeah, you can do that kind of stuff. Actually, that would make sense. Player character. Sorry, what was the thing? Set rotation or Z rotation? I can't remember. Yeah, this one. Okay. Let's see if this does the trick. And then, yeah, we won't do it today because I got to get off and do a bunch of shit, but that's looking pretty good. Look at that, everybody. That does the trick. That does the trick, what I just did. So, it always keeps it facing upward. So, anyways, I mean, we can implement that in our enemy, but so we don't need these anymore. So that did fix it. The other option, once again, is to create a bind in... Create a bind in here, right? So you can just say update rotation. Update rotate, sure, whatever. Where were we? I'll just do it quick because it should be pretty relatively quick. Okay, so event tick, we're rotating the minimap, and then we're calling update rotates, and this will need a float in it. Z rotate. Okay, float, and we'll plug that in, and then this is where we're gonna what we just did in this interface, right? Copy. We're gonna do that in our event graph, and plug the Z in. Okay, and then we'll just say updates, minimap, and icons rotation. Because that's what it's doing. Now in this component, on event begin play, well, we're going to get event end play because we need that as well. Event begin play is going to be an actor, which means it has the event dispatcher already pre-installed in the actor class, bind to on destroyed. Okay. So bind to on destroyed, we're gonna basically do what we just did on end play, essentially. If the actor gets destroyed, technically this should be fine, but I mean this could be a failsafe, right? So we'll say create matching events, and we'll just do this. Say destroyed. Then we'll unbind from those events. Okay, so if our actor is destroyed, great. We're going to make sure, double check that we're unbinding from these events so we can clean up this component as well. Because if the component can't be cleaned up, guess what? Its actor also can't be cleaned up because it's holding onto a reference, right? So that's really important to keep in mind for that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's go to the enemy. Open the enemy up and we'll just put this component in. Okay, so we don't need any of this stuff. BPC map icon, and we'll pull that out and we'll set icon data. Is that what I said? It's like for minimap message. No, what did we do here? I can't remember the frickin' things. Set widget data. I guess that's the one downside of doing components. You don't remember what anything's fucking called. But yeah, so we'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this, and set widget data. And the widget's right here. And then we need to get it again, the component, and we need to update, sorry, rotate, whatever I called it, rotate icon. And, okay, we need to put... Sorry, we don't need to do that anymore, do we? Because it's running off of the event tick from the player. So, enemy, we don't need this at all, I think. And where's the chest? Same thing, yeah, we don't need this at all because it's running off the player. So let's check and see if that works now. This is working, the delegate's working, this is working, delegate's working, excellent. And then we're going to get no errors when I stop this. Let's go! We made something work! Right, there you go, everybody. So there's your mini map. So yeah, basically, yeah, you just keep objects, render objects up here just like this. If you guys are just joining late, so yeah, you create a camera top of your player, and with a new spring arm, and that's going to act as your mini map, right? And then you're going to create. We created a render targets under what was it? Materials, right? Or no, texture. Render target, we created that, and then we created a material from that. I made a mask, and then we added a, this is all we did in the material, right? Put the texture in, added the mask, set this as user interface and masked, so that was easy. I say easy as I got lots of help from that. But anyways, yeah, then we create a widget, make sure it's in a retainer box. That's the master widget, sorry. Where was it? Widget blueprint minimap, here we go. Yeah, so overlay border, put it in a retainer box, because then you can apply that material to it, and it optimizes it as well. It doesn't draw it every single frame. Then the radar border was just a border that we added for the whites, even though it looks like garbage. Could probably improve that, but it is what it is. And then we made a components for us to update all of our stuff. So we, throughout our thing, we made a couple of functions in our widget, and then we bind it to the event in our player that sets the rotation. So the rotation minimap, we're getting our camera boom and our like the two different spring arms, right? And then we're setting the relative rotation based on that. Okay, that's how we did all that stuff. So there we go. We got a functional minimap. If you guys are still a little confused, obviously you can rewatch the stream when I replay it, and yeah, we'll show you guys how to do this. So. And anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I got lots of stuff to do. I got to build a bed frame and blah, 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 blah. So, but I hope you guys really enjoyed the stream, and I hope you guys join me next week when we are streaming once again. If you guys want to request a system, there you go. Hit the QR code on screen or in the description below. You guys can suggest a system to make, and next week I'll throw a poll up to show which ones we are planning to make, and you guys can vote on that. I think next week, to be honest, we might do the RPG system, because it was neck and neck between the two of those, and I did say I'd do both of them, so I will do that. But otherwise, you guys have a good one, and keep learning until you game over. Peace.